Hello, we are going to look today at the beginning part of spreadsheets. So go to Google. Once you get to Google, pull that up. If you need to pause this, pause it. And then go up here to the waffle and click on your drive. Once you get to your drive, we're going to look over here and you're going to see these choices. You're going to go to New Google Sheets, and you're going to open up a spreadsheet. Okay. What I'm going to do today is show you how to start a spreadsheet. So I picked my favorite, which is Tom Brady, and we are going to use his data to start with. So if you have the sheet from class, pull it out. If not, go to the internet and look up Tom Brady's touchdown passes since the beginning of his career. And I'm going to enter those in. So pause this if you need to go look those up, or if you have your sheet, then unpause it and come back. And if we look, I'm just going to go down from 2020 down to 2000 and type in his touchdowns. Touchdown passes. I'll give you a chance to do your favorite. Now, if you'll notice, in 2008, he had 0 touchdown passes, but if you look at it, he didn't play that year. He got injured. So I'm not going to include that because he wasn't there. And if you also look, his very first year, he only played in part of one game. So I'm also not going to include that year. So once you get these typed in, I want to show you how to move the data around a little bit. First of all, this column is of no use if we don't label it. So I'm going to label this touchdown passes. Now, if you notice, this leaks out. It overflows. I don't like that. So I have 2 choices. I can go up here and pull, see how the arrows appear? Once these arrows are there, you can drag the box and make it bigger. Now, I really don't like this either because now I have this big empty box and little tiny words. So I'm going to put that back over there because I don't need a big box, but I don't want that to leak out. So click on that box and we can go to Format, Text Wrapping. See how it's on overflow now? We're going to wrap it. So click on Wrap. And now it will make it fit in the box. It'll make your row a little bit longer, but this looks good. Now, I also don't like the fact that these are all off to the side. I would like them centered. So I have 2 choices. I can do them one at a time. See, if I click on a cell, these little boxes are called cells. I can go over here and hit center. It's centered. Then I have to do each one, and I know I want the whole thing. So if you go up to the A, click on the whole thing. Now go over here and it will center everything. Okay. Also, what if I don't like this font? Well, I can click on the A. You see what the default is. I don't like that. So I'm going to go pick my favorite font. And there it is. You can change everything very quickly. If you want to change an entire column like I did, you highlight the top. If you wanted to change a whole row, let's say that I want this row to be bigger. I can click on the row and I can go say, okay, I want a bigger font on the top for my labels. And I can make it a little bigger. Now I might have to adjust, but there we go. If I wanted to do the entire sheet, I would go over here, click that, and then it would do the whole sheet. There's other things we can do. Let's say that I don't want my touchdown passes to be written in black. Maybe I want my labels, so I can go over here to text color. I'm going to make those orange because he's a Buccaneer now. Also, I can bold those. I could italicize them, right? So you can do anything you want, kind of look and play with the options. We were learning histograms today, so I'm going to highlight these numbers. Those are the numbers I want to include. I'm going to go over here to this chart and I'm going to say insert chart. Now it picked a histogram, which is what I wanted. It might not. So if it doesn't pick what you want, you can go and you can choose other charts. So go to setup and you could choose any of these charts that you want to. We are on histograms today. So once you choose histogram, I want you to go over to customize here and change everything about it so you can show me that you can do it. So we'll just go through here and kind of play background color. Well, let's see. Maybe I want the background color to be orange. Ooh, that looks rough, but let's see if we could, that's too dark. So I'll make it a little bit lighter. There we go. Now I have orange. And what about the font? I want to change the font. So I'll stick with my Comic Sans. There we go. The chart border, that's the gray box around the outside. I want to change that. I'd like it to be black. I can see it better. See how good that looks? Oh, I clicked out. Where did my menu go? Double click, your menu comes back. Go to customize and let's look at everything. What about the histogram? Bucket size, we've talked about that. If I want to change it, let's say I want my buckets to be have a width of 5, a bin width of 5, I could do that and it'll change it. We've been talking about with this data in class, we like 8. If you take 40 minus 18, that's 32 divided by 4. 8's a nice bucket size. So, oops, I'll just type in 8. So you can choose a preset or you can do any width that you want. Axis and titles. So right now we're on the chart title. That's this up here. So it changed my font for everything. Font size, I think I want it bigger. I'm going to make that, oh, that was bigger. So, whoops. I'm going to go, I want it really large and I'm going to bold it. Also, I don't like it in that gray, so I'm going to make it black so it's visible. And it doesn't look good off to the side, so we can hit the center button. Now, remember, in statistics, we always say to BS, which means be specific. So who are these the touchdown passes for? I can go up here and do a chart subtitle, and I can type in Tom Brady. I want it, you can see it appeared over on the side. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Of course, I would center that, make it bold, and I would like it black as well. So now we can see these are the histogram. And actually, I don't like the histogram. You know by looking at it, it's a histogram. So I'm going to take that off. And now we have touchdown passes for Tom Brady. So now let's look, what about the horizontal axis? That would be this one. So touchdown passes. That's pretty self-explanatory. Again, I would like it to be a little bigger. And I would like my font to be black. I think it's easier to read on my orange screen. And it is centered. The last thing I can choose is my vertical axis. Of course, over here, it's not okay if it's not labeled, and we know that that is frequency. So I'll label that with frequency. Again, I'll probably make my font a little bigger. There we go. The color, I want it black. And it's gotten used to me picking black, so it automatically did that. And I think I'll bold it. No, I don't need that bold. Okay. So that, let me see if there's anything. What is this? How do I know what that is? Remember, you can't break Google. So go in and change something. See if, oh, so data series, the fill color is right here. Now, notice fill capacity is 100%. That means it's colored in. If I want to lighten that a little, I could go to 70%. And that way, I might even go a little bit lighter, 50%. And it grays it out a little bit so that I can see the lines through here if I want to do that. Line color, you can change that. So play with that a little bit. Thickness, maybe I'll keep them at 1, or I could make the lines a little bit thicker. Okay, the legend. What is the legend? Where is that? How do I know? Well, let's see. Bottom. Oh, now there's a legend. And that's telling us that these are a count. It's putting that in horizontal axis. Label font, label size, color. I can slant my labels. So if you go down here, 30%, and you can try the different, I kind of like mine slanted. I think it looks good. Vertical axis, scale factor. Default is counting here. It chooses it for you, but I could pick a different one. You know, I could do 0.1. Now that doesn't look good, so I'm going to go back to my default, but you can play with that scale right there. And grid lines and ticks. I can do minor grid lines, or I could do major ticks. See how it's got the major ticks? Or I could do minor ticks. And that shows you the counting in between. These are small numbers, so I don't feel like I need my ticks. So play with that, play with the different colors, different fonts, and learn how to get them centered. Also, if you notice right here on this little hot dog, you know, we call 3 dots a hot dog and the little 9 dots a waffle. So if you go right there, you can download this chart, copy the chart, move it to another sheet. The copying of the chart will be very handy if you want to make a chart in sheets and then put it on a Google document that you're working on. So hopefully this helped. I'll see you in class.